Welcome back, folks. Another episode of Under the Arch. Today we'll be discussing post-lockdown. What's next, innit? But before we start, I must flex. I beat this man on FIFA yesterday. You know, yesterday being, let me check the date, make sure I'm correct.
There you go.
You know, the 7th of July.
What was the score?
1-0.
Hey.
And guess what? He had 19 shots.
Oh,
I did.
I hit him with one pat, fam. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was one of those moments. But I know he's going to destroy me next week. I can see it's going to be.
I mean, you won't beat me again.
I guarantee I will. But what was the thing you're going to do if I won? So you see, I want to stay on record. So you see the silence.
No, I mean, I can't think of a suitable. I can't think of a suitable thing right now. But
Craig, you're playing mediator. Yeah. If you see you beat him next week, I want you to make sure that something happens. Yeah. Car.
I thought you were going to ask me for Nando's. That's what you do nowadays.
you know, I was thinking that, but
It's too simple.
It's too simple.
It's too
sorry.
simple. But we move, innit? We move. What else I'll say is, as you can see, there are two people to my left, the Master Assassin and our special guest who's going back to France, Seye, in Bulls jerseys.
Gang.
We've got one from the golden era, one that's customized, and one from the losing era.
Wow. Done. You had to go there.
Hey, fam, I keep it honest. Fans, which one do you think is which? Anyway, to my right,
you have to know.
I know, but to my right, you got Chapstar,
Hey.
my G.
Hey.
Are we doing one line today? Are we gonna be doing more than one line today?
We'll do more than one line.
Spud me. That's confirmation. That's confirmation.
We got this. We got this.
We got Clive to Chapstar's right as well, and we've got Chidi via Zoom.
Chidi.
Alright, this episode is going to be a bit more personal today because we're discussing lockdown, how we feel about it, what we've learned from it, and what's next for all of us. So, I guess we'll start with Chapstar,
Wow.
young Marvin Nat.
Let's go.
What has lockdown been like for you in less than a minute?
But I've been working throughout lockdown. But at times it was very difficult. When I first started lockdown, it was very difficult. But what I learned from lockdown is that a lot of people are able to start their own business, start doing things that they never had an opportunity to do because they're so busy with time, and start creating new stuff that they wanted to do.
Calm. Clive, what have you learned? You've been busy as well.
Very busy.
yeah. I don't know. I think nothing really changed for me during lockdown. It was all just the same.
Yeah, you were working non-stop pretty much.
Lots of video stuff, lots of stuff for church, which was really good. I think the good part of it is that we were able to, like, I guess, push the limits of what we can do and start some new things, and it's kind of helped in terms of new, like, thoughts of things we can do going forward as well.
I like that.
I started a new job.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
In theory, we should just put the applause in post-edit though.
Nah, we like it raw. As vegetables, but I think it's really good to start like great new colleagues and just adapting to stuff. A lot of working from home in a couple of days, just to get used to get used to just the procedures they have, training, that kind of new starter stuff. But yeah, it's been really good. Can't complain.
Like that. You're not master today, so just Jas.
Literally, it's after the intro's done, mask comes down.
Yeah.
It's one of them.
Alright, cool.
For me, it was interesting. Obviously, at the start of the quarantine and everything, I lost a lot of business. I lost a lot of clients for my job. So there was an adjustment period where it was tough living for like a month, and then I managed to find my way back, and now I've sort of bounced back stronger. So it's been an interesting time. It's been a very interesting time.
Alright, cool.
Good
Shaya,
Jesus.
I need to hear the truth of your lockdown because you're leaving us. So,
The truth of my
No, she's not leaving. She's going on holiday.
yeah, but
That's the first time I'm hearing that, Chidi.
the problem is she starts to leave the border. So it's not a staycation, it's actually a vacation.
Anyway, so the truth of my lockdown, it was more I would say that was a flip, especially in my Christian journey, my Christian walk. I would say I was more on the receiving end in considering my Christian walk, receiving more from others. And I realized like the share of March after the fire conference is not the same share as of today compared to the journey that God has taken me. Like, first of all, I got an Instagram page, and that in itself is a testimony because me, social media, that was not my thing. But now I'm
It took
there.
a long time, folks.
A lot of convincing.
Now I'm on it, and I try and post like every week a short clip of exaltation to encourage and empower people to walk via Christ. And I from time to time do prophecies online with some group of friends. So yeah, really an interesting journey on how God has shown me that like He can use anybody to speak His word as long as we connect with Him. So it was really interesting to like just get to know God during this period.
Calm.
That's it.
Chidi, what's lockdown been like for you? That laugh is
my
concerning,
response.
fam. That laugh is very concerning.
God is good is my response to that. Obviously, clearly, I needed to slow down. It's really funny because I spent a lot of time telling other people to slow down and rest and stop and pause, and I wasn't doing what I was telling people to do. So it was good to stop, or to be made to stop, I guess, and really reflect on my life, habits, plans. It's been a respite, is how I would describe it, honestly.
Yeah, I respect that. Hashtag message acknowledged. Now,
Hashtag message acknowledged.
No, you have to acknowledge the message.
yeah, we did. It's done.
There you go.
And you, Daniel, how's your time?
I'd say it's been mixed. Just some good and bad. Obviously, it's a tough time, but I think the biggest thing I've learned is there is never a lack of time. It's just lack of discipline.
Yeah, that one was a hard one to
Do you know what I
learn.
mean? Because we always say you have no time, and you get like 3 months.
Yeah.
Then what do you do? What do you use it for? And it's trying to understand that it's an uncertain time, so it's something you just have to adapt to. It's been good in terms of family. We getting a lot closer with them. I needed a break from work as well because I was on the verge of just walking off for like a few months to chill. So I've been given those few months to chill, so I can't complain now. So yeah, it's been alright. I can't really complain too much, to be fair. But obviously, lockdown is being lifted. Pubs before gyms and that. So drink before you go get fitness sorted out.
Please don't go to the gym. COVID is still a thing.
I mean, we shouldn't go to the pubs either, but there we go.
Exactly.
Pubs.
Yeah, don't go to the pubs either. I'm not telling you. Don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere. Stay home, stay safe.
Chidi's trying to
Exactly,
keep us in
stay
lockdown,
safe.
fam. Jeez.
No.
Keep us in
The
lockdown.
minute gyms are open, I'm dashing, bro.
Just be careful. Be careful.
But imagine, like, okay, do they clean the gym's equipment after?
They clean them more than the pubs.
Yes.
Huh?
They clean them more than pubs.
More sanitary than pubs. Yes.
Yeah,
really?
way more sanitary than pubs.
Also, when somebody finishes the workout, they go and clean.
Yeah, they
Not
clean it.
immediately, no.
No, but unlike a pub where they just leave it there the whole time.
Yeah.
It does get cleaned, but not immediately, no.
Yeah.
And before they got closed down, they had like a bunch of sanitation stations where it was like a lot of the antibacterial stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
Spray,
so you
could, like,
can.
spray every like bench.
Oh,
whatever
so it's not
down.
like sweaty and disgusting.
No,
so
no,
okay, cool.
It's actually
I
quite
think
sanitary.
all they'll have to do is make sure that the cleaners are just on patrol.
Yes.
Instead of just having them chill. So yeah.
Well, you can't
But
walk out
every
and be.
establishment will have COVID, I guess COVID resistant policies in place.
Yeah,
To
yeah,
make sure
yes.
that they're clean, whether they're gyms or pubs, but still stay at home. COVID is still a thing.
But
Well,
the thing is that I don't imagine the people walking out having masks on and doing your workout. That would
No,
be
no, no.
that'd
Actually,
be weird.
that's probably the place you'll see the most fitness masks.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
because I know I'm taking mine to the gym.
Yeah, I'm taking mine to the gym
A
too.
fitness mask.
Yeah,
Like
so
an elevation mask.
Yeah, so basically it just helps. It kind of replicates altitude. So when a lot of athletes go for like marathon and they go to altitude, replicates that. So I think you're gonna see more masks in the gym than you see anywhere else.
Oh, really?
Because it's a good excuse to kind of improve your cardio and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But what I would say in terms of post lockdown, obviously with what we do, what Eightseven do, there's multiple businesses, multiple different industries. Arts are being looked into because they're suffering quite heavily at the moment. What do we think post lockdown will look like? Well, what do we think the post lockdown like scene will look like? Because you've seen a lot of artists drop music.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of businesses kind of struggle a little bit, apart from Amazon.
Yeah.
Shout out Jeff
Naturally.
Bezos, give me 10%.
10%. That sets you for life.
This year I went for the big one. You got football coming back, basketball to be discussed,
Oof.
but you're seeing a lot of like greed
Yes.
start to shine through during lockdown.
Greed?
Greed.
Read.
What's there to be greedy about? Like them?
Oh, don't get
There's
me
a lot.
started. Don't get me started. So what do we think the post-lockdown scene will look like?
I mean, to speak on it from the music perspective, because you mentioned artists and that, we're starting to see like people implement stuff. The Baby, I think he held a concert sometime within the last week, and there were like measures to where it was not as many people as he would usually have attend. I think it was like 600 or something like that. It was a very low number, but there were like measures to make sure that everyone wore masks, everyone was like tested, and everyone. So you're going to see a lot of that. It's going to go through stages of like
Reintegration.
exactly, yeah.
I think Dave Chappelle had one as well in America.
Yes.
Yeah, he had a lockdown, but that was the worst 1 meter distance I've seen Matters practiced in any level of event.
Yeah, no,
like they were sitting close. They were just like, we're outside. So that's
They
all.
were just doing whatever.
I think, Craig, what do you think? And give me more than one line this time, bro.
But I think the first lockdown,
Yes, that's one, folks.
some businesses are gonna survive, some businesses are gonna go down.
Yeah.
And it's been very like some businesses are struggling to get back to normal routine.
That is very true.
Yes.
I'm going back to work soon, actually, part time anyway.
Yeah.
I think we won't see the true effects until furlough's done because the UK is putting quite a scheme that sort of has delayed the inevitable.
But a lot of people will lose their jobs though.
They're starting to already.
They're starting to lose their jobs already, so it's back to the drawing board for a lot of people. It's going to be very difficult, and we just don't know what's going to happen next.
No, we don't. It's a weird time. It's a weird time. Clive, in your humble opinion, what do you think? What do you think we should look out for with post lockdown? What do you think a couple of things that we should look out for in particular?
I think the big thing is going to be when we're allowed to have indoor events with significant numbers. I know that obviously with sport you've got, say, football at the moment, obviously football's back but not with any crowds.
Yes.
I know that they are, in Germany, they found a way to potentially let in at least, I think it's like a quarter of the capacity of some stadiums in. So that's massive. So once they can find a way to safely able to kind of gather together indoors, that'll be the next big kind of step. Obviously, the issue is the spread of the virus, and like I was on the train home today, and this guy there was a seat gap, and he wasn't facing me, but the amount of times that guy coughed.
Do you know how many times I've heard a man or woman cough, and I've just wanted to rage,
Yeah.
especially when it just enters the atmosphere.
I'm not gonna lie, this thing does bring out the worst in you. There was a point very early on in the lockdown where I was hanging out with a friend. We were at the park, and then we're playing basketball, and there's this little kid who like starts coughing right next to us, and both of us looked at each other with like the same intention of, we're gonna kick this kid.
What? No, guys.
Wow, Jas.
I mean, for the sake of those listening who may be trying to find the story of the kid who was kicked in Jas's time in the custody, it didn't happen.
It did not happen. There's
It's
no
fine.
record of it anyway.
I tried to say.
It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke.
It was a hypothetical scenario, like a Simpsons episode. It's not real.
There you go.
Exactly, but boy, did you make it nervous. But I think that's a very fair point. I think I'm looking forward to seeing which businesses rise up from this one.
Yes.
Uber came at the last recession.
Do you know how many Nigerians have started mask businesses?
Go on,
People
Chidi,
are
speak on it.
balling
Speak
because
on
they're
it.
making-
Speak on
They
it,
were
Chidi.
making masks for COVID. I just thought, hold on. If I thought of this first, I mean, who would have guessed?
But there's still time, because like if you were to make, because obviously a lot of fabric masks are practically useless. So if you were to come up with a mask that was of a more substantial material, then you'd have an avenue in. You can make it fashionable, maybe Eightseven branded. You know?
Done, no. Merch line.
Or positivity in my space branded.
Ooh.
Come on, call
I'm
it
saying?
out.
Wait.
Yes,
With
bro.
collaboration
Come on,
Eightseven, I
tell
want my 10%, bruv.
Around the 10%.
We all went on 10%.
10%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pay us.
Oh wow.
But nah, I think it's going to be interesting because we've seen cities go back into lockdown, like Melbourne has gone back into lockdown.
Yep.
America is just the wild, wild west.
Yep.
But the UFC still run. So
Yep.
like I'm just starting to wonder from our point of view, like what do we want to, from a content point of view, because I think the one place that hasn't suffered is YouTube.
Can I just
And
say
content.
sorry? Just
Go
say
for
something
it.
just before to bounce back on the previous question. Me, what I expect post lockdown is confusion because like nobody knows where we're going. Because
true.
it's supposed to be a fresh start, but how do you start when the last chapter is not closed? Because until like the situation of COVID is resolved, honestly, none of us know how to move or flow because there's just possibility of like there's a fear that is starting to grow of potential lockdowns. Like Daniel was mentioning, cities are closing up, locking down.
Yeah, Melbourne,
Thank
Leicester
you.
as well.
Yeah.
Thank you. And so that just leaves people unable to make a decision for the future. How do you project for a future that you're uncertain for? Already the future was uncertain. Plus this, you're like, you know what? Let's just chill. And also one thing that has developed a lot during the season is like online jobs online.
Yes.
Because before it seemed
Yes.
like a far-fetched dream. Now it's becoming more and more of a reality and seems like that's what people are
Thank
going
you,
to.
Jesus, for working from home.
So now like
My Lord.
So now, like, we can work from home. There are some people
Yeah.
that like it. Some people don't like it because, especially, like, imagine those that their love language is physical contact or they like being in contact, quality time,
Couldn't be
spending
me.
time with people.
Couldn't be me.
Could it? Like, that would be a struggle. So it's going to be interesting how society is going to evolve and have to develop to these new changes. I
Well,
believe.
it's a culture shock for us, but it's not a culture shock for the younger generation. So they'll be fine. They're probably fine with it now.
Yeah.
Because
It's more like for our parents and
parents and us who
yeah.
we're used to being out and about where you have to readapt to a certain degree.
definitely.
I think what you'll probably see is a lot of hybrid.
Yep.
There'll be some work from home and some
Yeah.
because before it was ridiculous. Like you couldn't work from home even though your job literally could be done from your home desk.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's mad.
But now it's like they have to let you work from home because for safety.
Yeah.
And so
But I think that's why a lot of people have gone like the self-employed route.
yes.
Yeah, like I was mentioning, because I've started my agency before COVID happened, I was already set up. But what you would see like on YouTube was like a lot of ads running for like, oh hey, start your own business, be an entrepreneur. Like you've seen what happened. Like you've been furloughed, you're now unemployed, this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
Take control, like put the power in your own hands and run your own business. So I think one thing you'll see is a lot of like self-run businesses. There'll be a lot more entrepreneurs out there because of this, for
definitely.
sure.
I just think the skill level of employees will go up.
Yes.
I think I jumped on Skillshare last week and I'm due to start an IT course even to like get some stuff sorted out.
Yeah.
This is sort of like the final bits. But I think the skill level of people will skyrocket, which means the barrier to entry for work is going to go up.
It was already hard.
Well, you know, it is what it is.
It's going to go up to another level.
Yeah.
I need that song right now.
I didn't know there was another
I
level.
don't think it's going to be harder. I just think it's going to be more specialist.
Explain.
So people, it's not a case of more people. It's a case of more skilled people. So the people who already had the skills and have now fine-tuned their skills now have more doors open for them.
That's true.
That's true.
But then that's what I mean by the barrier to entry will be harder because in that regard, you see of any industry. So say for example like a Tesco. It sounds really wild, but I'll go start here. Like, you got the self-service machines, which means you need less people
Yep.
because you don't have to have everyone on their till. Like I haven't gone to an IKEA and ever seen all their tills being used. Like I haven't seen in the last like
That's such a
2 years
good
at all.
point.
Very true.
And I think that's where you see like it'll become harder for some people to sort of get. Basically, if you're not, as you said, if you're not at a certain skill level, you're not getting a job. Or there's a certain type of job you're not going to be able to get.
Yeah.
And that's where the concern is in terms of what happens next. Everyone's supposed to level up. some people can't improve their skills for whatever reason. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens and how people move around and stuff. I know Amazon's taken over.
Wish.
They are
No,
dominant.
but even for universities, because a lot of universities, somebody posted on Twitter that one of these really top universities are moving their whole curriculum next year to basically online learning,
I think it's Cambridge, but
and
they're
they're
saying you
still
have
going
to.
to be charging the same amount.
Yeah, it's Harvard and
and
Cambridge.
everyone's
Yeah,
like,
but I
so
think
even unis are not sure what's going on because all my exams now are all online. I'm just like,
Yeah.
what?
I'm like,
But-
thank God.
But the thing is,
I
that,
thank God because it's open book, girl.
I feel you. Me too. I had the same thing.
oh,
Bruh.
oh, reveal your true
What?
colors here, folks. Reveal the true
Hey,
colors.
no. Open book is still hard. Do you know? Anyway, all I'm saying, even from a learner perspective, it's going to be completely different because
Yeah.
those people who struggle with reading text online,
Oh.
who like paper, they're really going to struggle post-COVID
Yeah.
if they're already in an academic establishment.
Yeah.
I think that's the other issue because I think Cambridge are moving all their stuff online, but their seminars are going to be in person. So
How's that gonna work?
Because it's
Yeah.
smaller numbers, isn't it?
smaller numbers, so they can do that. It's the lectures they can't do the
Yeah.
big classes for because they haven't got the capacity.
Right.
It's Oxford or Cambridge.
Having said all of that, if you're into tutoring, this is a massive
You're
opportunity.
getting paid.
This is a massive opportunity.
Paid.
Like you could, there's just so much you could do with this.
Literally, if you know a language, you're set as well. You can do so much. You're right, man. The money is just moving.
If you do
on.
what?
Not
If
even
you know
a
a
language,
language.
just core GCSEs.
Yeah,
Maths,
you-
English,
yeah,
science.
literally, you can
if
rewrite
you got an
stuff.
A in any of these,
Oh, you're living
Bang.
sweet,
Good.
fam. Oh,
Can you imagine if someone set up like a, I mean, I know we do exam help here within
Yes.
within church and stuff. But imagine if you like set up like an exam plus thing, and you agree to do like weekly or fortnightly tutoring sessions.
oh, you're
someone.
getting paid, and it'd be so useful as well.
Yeah.
Either over Zoom
if you are
or if you want to meet
listening
in
to this
person,
and you got an
then
idea from any of our conversations, you owe us gratuity or something.
Yeah, 55%.
I'm not even 10%.
No, not
10%.
80%.
Done. No, give us majorities. Give us majority,
We
fam.
came with the ideas. so you have
And
to give
guess
us
what? Because you mentioned the podcast, it'd be copyrighted. Don't
Yeah.
get it twisted,
Yes.
fam. It'd be good. You know what I mean? I'm getting they get paid today, fam.
I thought it was 10%. How did we get to 80, 55%?
Yeah, this is a different
Agreed.
thing.
It's different thing altogether, man.
Yeah.
It's not personal. It's business. It's company.
This is our idea. We gave them
Did
our
you not want a
idea.
percentage?
Wow.
Do you not want a percentage?
do, sorry.
Alright, calm in it.
But like 80 is too much. Who will then do give you 80?
Man, this is Dragon's Den. They'll do what we want.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Oh man. But then how do we like bring that to personal? How do we want to evolve after post lockdown? What's the big thing? What's one thing we'd all want to sort of achieve personally as a group?
Grow A7. Make sure A7 is established.
But in what capacity though? In what way?
Where we can limit the time we work in our jobs. We're getting a good decent salary from it. We did getting enough clientele so we can kind of limit
Amen.
our hours at work.
Speak on it, bro.
Prophesy.
Shaya, as you're going back to Europe, because I can't even say we're in Europe anymore. In like 6 months we leave, so
Yes, stand up.
People have actually forgotten about Brexit. It's so funny.
oh, don't worry, I ain't
like
forgotten.
nobody's talking about Brexit anymore.
Nah, because what they haven't said is they basically cut the negotiations, so then they've left the table. They left the table like a couple of weeks ago. They need to come back to the table and renegotiate, but they both sides walked away for a little bit. When I say walk away, they just ended the Zoom call. So
it's like Craig David. I'm walking away.
Hey.
Oh, the bang is
From the
still-
trial.
but yeah, so like Share for you, what do you want to? What's the one thing you want to achieve post
Oh,
lockdown?
wow,
Because
what?
travel ain't the one. So
What I would like to achieve post lockdown will be financial independence. I don't know how that will come about. I'm still thinking about stuff. Obviously, I have to finish my degree, but like I'll pray on it and see how I can develop that. Because honestly, No, maybe I should not say this on the podcast. I'll keep that to myself. I don't want any proof of that. So I'll just-
Bro, what you got to say?
I mean, their voice notes and stuff as well. So I mean,
No, I'll just say that honestly, my preference will be to not be. My preference to be self-employed. I'll just put it like that.
that's calm, innit?
Okay.
That's calm, innit?
No, I will say something else, but this is the soft version.
Because it was moving a bit sus for a second.
This is the sub version, but yeah, get the idea.
All right, cool. Chidi, what do you want post-lockdown to look like for you and positivity in my space?
Yes.
For PIMS, it's always been, the vision has always been to help people. Just help more people. Whatever that looks like, just help more people. I'm not even fast. That's the goal. That has always been the goal. But for Chidi,
Come on.
it's a clarity of purpose.
Speak on it.
Speak it.
Please elaborate.
That's
Yes.
it.
Fam, it's like you got us gas for the bar and then you just walked away from the meal, bro.
Yeah.
See Jamie Oliver Jollof.
Not Jamie Oliver Jones.
No. You can't do that, man. There's levels. There's levels. Nothing will touch that absolute waste man's attempt at
That
butchering
travesty.
an amazing dish.
But it's healthy. Get out of here, man.
Jamie.
Why was it a circle?
Oh,
Oh, what's this? Ring around the roses. Moving like a madman, bruv.
offensive.
Jamie ain't from the ends anyway.
Hey, the chip is getting deeper and deeper.
Fam,
Yeah, Chidi.
when you violate
You know.
a national dish, an
Jollof
African
is sacred.
dish,
You can't.
It wasn't even a national. Jollof is African. It's not one country.
I'm saying it's one of us, fam. It's one of us. And he
It's
went,
a whole continent.
he took it, and he ruined it.
Okay, we've gone off topic, and the problem is I don't want to stop. Because, like, what was my guy thinking?
He wanted money, fam.
Like, I'm gonna make healthy jollof rice.
You know what he thought? Well, we've run out of avocado. We've had enough avocado. What else can I have? Oh, that jollof. That jollof rice. Oh, that absolutely
That jollof
bland.
rice?
Yes, I think I will add it to my repertoire and let's see how it goes. Nah, mate. That's why restaurants are closing down.
Fam, do you know what made it worse? He ruined school meals.
Oh, we're not gonna talk about that one. Oh,
That's another podcast.
Yeah, that's not a
He
podcast
was well
actually.
intentioned. In his defense, he was well intentioned.
no, he
What does that
wasn't.
mean?
He meant well.
Okay, but what does that mean?
I can't speak for anybody. I'm just like, I don't think that everybody, in his defense, I just think that he didn't mean it the way he carried out his plan.
I mean, that's all well and good, but bun him regardless.
Hey, come in, Jas.
Come with the venom, bro.
Listen, man,
Yes,
the way I used to love
yes,
school lunches before he came round, like,
Fam, Friday used to be set. The chips, the pizza, the burgers, right
when-
there, then
when,
one,
when,
do
when,
one.
when did it come into effect? Was it around CCF times?
Yes.
Because,
Primary school's a banger, bro.
primary school was a banger.
Fam, the chips and beans,
I come to
bruv.
secondary
Oh.
school and literally the chicken tasted like water and the water tasted like chicken.
Well, you had it bad, Jas. You had it.
I don't understand.
And the joke is, you know what? I joined in 3 years later.
Who could cook? So our lunches weren't even that bad because she was doing everything. So she was from, where's she from? She was from Jamaica.
Well, that's good because quite frankly, because we,
big up.
because
So she was cooking
our food was
everything.
lacking
Our
salt,
lunches
let
weren't
alone
even
seasoning, bro.
Oh.
Excuse me, guys. I think we've left the topic.
Nah, we're fuming.
Someone said Jamie Oliver and it just went downhill.
So, life post COVID is not as important as the.
No, it is, but you gotta reminisce sometimes, innit?
It's all
Jamie
part of
went
it.
too far.
It was life pre-COVID, when things were simple. You only had to worry about food. Now you have to worry about whether someone has coughed in your food, forgot to wash their hands.
The thing is, to be honest, if you're only worrying about that now, you had a problem.
Yes.
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 Because trust me, I've sent many a meal back, and I felt good about it.
Yep.
When they brought the food back, I checked for spit. That's what I had to do. Because you know how them people move
But how
sometimes.
can you check for spit?
I was going to ask that.
No. Like, because
How
if they're not on job, you see a little spittle somewhere, bruv, and then you just pray, bruv. You just pray every time. We pray every time.
Yeah.
But
Because,
then if you're doing that, yeah, then they're gonna definitely try to sabotage the second.
fam, do you not know what I had to do in McDonald's near Wembley one time?
Oh,
Andre, shout out to you, big man, yeah. How can you give me a burger with no burger?
Wait, as in no meat.
No bun, bruv.
That is an ultimate. That is ultimate sabotage.
I want to disrespect.
what is that?
I literally had bread and cheese.
That's,
I'm done.
No, I'm done.
There's
That's
no bun.
tough.
How do they
2020,
explain
I'm
the
done.
bread?
I'm done.
Huh?
If there's no bun, the bun is not bread.
No. There was no burger. No, the bun. There's no burger. So literally,
I gave him a cheese sandwich. Must
yeah, literally with lettuce.
What if you're vegan or something?
Fam. So trust me, if the quality's gone up during COVID, then God. God indeed.
Lord is good.
All the time.
All the time.
And the
But
concern of
seriously
belief for
though, the next time
COVID.
you go to a restaurant, you
Yeah.
have to think about whether the person has COVID and whether they breathe on your food.
We just have to pray, fam, because you can't fight that battle.
Yeah.
I mean, look, if we're going to restaurants, I would most likely go in with multiple people. So I feel like those who are there all need to pray.
There you go.
The petition will go up in heaven and
I mean, look,
yeah.
the new rule right now is if you're gonna hang with me, you have to have had a COVID test in it. If it's a large group,
No, but the COVID test is only valid from when they take it.
yeah,
you
but
could
you,
leave
yeah, but
the building and have COVID with a COVID positive.
yeah, I hear you, but I can't fight them battles in it. I can't. You can't be every battle.
so basically socializing
no,
after COVID is going to be complicated.
Oh,
Because-
yeah.
It already is.
It already is, yeah.
Yeah.
Very,
Because
very,
getting to know new
very,
people.
Very.
Even when strangers talk to you, you feel some kind of way like I don't know you, why you, and then forget. Oh, we got to love
The
everybody.
thing is,
be
technically,
kind to one another.
I have to ask a question. It's more just out of like, not trying to be PC. If I sprayed them with antibacterial, would that be rude?
Well, I think you'll be pushing the buttons too far.
So you become a Sheldon.
You know, I would ask you to clarify what you mean, but we'll just assume what you meant is like spray and then they wipe their hands. You
Yeah,
know.
we'll go with that.
Yeah.
Go with that.
So
I thought
mean,
spray was on the phone.
Oh yeah.
Like, shh.
I know what I meant.
That's right to help.
But Clive saved me.
Oh, sorry.
if you said
I didn't know that I was trying to save you.
nah, I
Well,
mean,
this
look.
is actually a real thing. Like my friend came over yesterday to drop off a care package, and I couldn't hug her, and it was the weirdest thing because we just stood there like, what do we do now? After waving, what next?
It's fine. We've been friends
And
with
it
Shay.
was
That's
so
been a standard since February.
peculiar
Yeah.
because
What? Oh my god! What? Nobody understands that joke. So it's shame on both of you. Shame on both of you.
Oh, wow.
Well, what I would say, Chidi, is that there was this this grandmother in somewhere in England, maybe in Australia. Anyway, she saw her grandson for the first time in a long time, and she was wearing like a white plastic.
Like a hazmat suit.
Like a hazmat suit, but it wasn't a hazmat suit, and he was wearing like the similar thing, and then they hugged. So there's a little free tip there. Just suit up, and you know, as in all occasions, suit up, stay protected, and have a good hug.
so every time I want to give somebody a hug, I gotta find a.
Suit up,
Suit up.
stay
That's a
protected,
bit excessive.
have a good
I
hug.
was just
You can buy
wondering.
all your suits from Amazon.com.
Second shout out.
That was his 10%.
The hunt
you.
is real.
Sponsorship soon comes.
Sponsorship soon come.
Don't forget to divide, please. Thank you very much.
The 10%.
Yeah.
Nah, we're Gucci.
Man's a one-man band, yeah.
You know what though?
One-man brand.
2% of Amazon's money would legit set you for life.
Yeah. So that's why I say you can share.
But you're traveling.
Does it still bank transfer? You don't know.
That's long.
As long as my share's not affected, I don't care.
What? You're leaving me out here, Jaja.
It is what it is.
Is
I want my money.
Also,
Alright, the final question I will ask, more so just to wrap. It's been good to chat though. So
will we do? What will we do without Chidi? Our lives would be boring.
I can't even lie. Chidi, we Jenny care for you a lot.
We care for you.
You know you love me. You actually, ooh, you know you miss me as well.
Yeah, I miss you so much, Chidi. Oh,
I miss you too, Mama.
let's not cry on the podcast, okay?
Good.
Center.
We love you long time.
Oh man. But like what? So we discussed like a bunch of stuff for all of us, what we've learned and stuff like that. What's one area of life where you think it will stay similar? If not the same, it will stay within a range.
Work practice, they're done. I think working from home is going to become a new thing.
Yeah.
I think it will save companies a lot of office space money. I think that there was a massive argument before that you can't do work from home.
Yeah, that's gone.
And that's completely blown out the water now. So I think it will be a positive change.
Yep.
I think this idea of like a 4-day work week
Please.
may not necessarily be a 4-day work week, but it could be a thing where it's like 3 days home, 2 days in the office.
Yeah, I think
Or something like that. So I think that's the future,
could work.
and that could happen.
It's just that the argument will be Monday and Friday. Watch. The argument will be over Monday and Friday.
No, then I would say Monday off, Friday off, because those are the 2 days when you're least productive.
That's true.
Monday's panic stations and Friday you actually have done all the work.
Tuesday is, Wednesday's hump day, right?
Wednesday's hump day.
Yes.
So Tuesday's normal and Thursday's excitement. So Wednesday's the only day you got to manage
Yeah,
in
it's
the
true.
office.
And I
Monday
think-
you work at home, Friday work
But
at
I
home.
think Wednesday wouldn't be as bad if you haven't got Monday and Friday.
Yeah.
Because I always like, if you take a day off on the week, like take a Monday off, you don't actually feel a Monday off because
telling
you
you.
come back and you just get blitzed.
Yeah.
So you have to stay like 2 days off in a week just to get the feeling of having a couple of days off. Otherwise, you just forget you had a day off.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. Young Marv,
As someone who loves Mondays, I mean, I love Mondays. I think Mondays are great.
wait,
I
what?
wouldn't take a Monday off.
Wait, what?
You say you love Mondays.
I love Mondays.
Why?
It's like a fresh start. You see it as the day that sets the pace for the whole week.
No, it doesn't.
For me, it does. And it's like it's a start to sort of start the way you mean to go.
That's my Sunday.
That is
Yeah.
my Sunday as well, yeah.
When I work on Sundays,
That's-
yes, I like a Sunday better.
You know what, Chidi, though? I
So
will
for me,
take your...
Mondays, if I would take any day off, it wouldn't even be Friday. Actually, no, there's church. Yeah, Friday. Okay, yeah. Mondays.
Wait,
Did
wait.
you just take off Monday?
Yeah, she took off the day she loves the most.
Backtrack, backtrack, and move.
Well, I'd like to thank my PR.
No. I said Friday.
You take
Because
Friday off, yeah?
there's church.
But then you have
Friday
another
off.
day to take off.
But I
Which
do
one?
love Mondays.
You have 2 days
But
to...
then if you take off Friday,
No, you still be working.
It's a long weekend.
You just
You
work
just
from
work from
home.
home.
Yeah, you still be working.
I have to work from home on a Monday. I just think
Thursday and Friday. Okay.
Thursday, Friday. Ooh, you know what? She may have had a good counter argument. Maybe. The only problem is this. There is research to show that people don't sleep well on Sunday night going into Monday.
That's true.
I guarantee you, if they're working from home, the stats change.
Big facts.
Yep.
See, I don't
But-
receive that because God bless me with sleep. I can sleep anywhere. So no, it doesn't apply to me.
That's fine, Chidi. And that's why we appreciate you so much.
Yeah.
Because you teach us
Wow,
new
was
ways
that
to be.
sarcastic?
No, it's being serious. No,
I'm
no
being
sarcasm.
very, very, very serious. So serious. So, Jas, what's one area of life that you think will stay the same or stay in a similar place?
I mean, it's an odd question, right? Because I feel like so many areas of life have changed in one aspect or another. That I don't know what areas are staying the same currently right now. So
I've got one though.
what would that be?
Streaming. It's not shifted an inch.
I mean, obviously the movie industry had to adapt.
Movies different because that goes through cinema.
Yeah.
But I'm saying streaming on the whole hasn't shifted a bunch. Like in terms of how it's received. So a lot of musicians have pumped out music during this time.
True.
There's been an overload on content,
Yes.
actually, to the point where I have to take like a month off from just
Yeah.
watching stuff because you just got your brain can only take so much.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
all these
that's true.
podcasts that we're doing over Zoom, we love you, we appreciate you. They sucked. So yeah,
Oh wow.
and it wasn't.
Wow. Woo, wow, woo, wow,
And it wasn't an issue with the podcast. It was an issue with the quality.
Yes.
Do not do it over Zoom. Don't film everything over Zoom.
It doesn't work.
Use the call on Zoom and record locally and put it together afterwards.
Or just use Skype,
Thank you.
except for us today, but that's neither here nor there.
But we're recording Chidi's vocals or voice locally.
Yep.
Because boy, the stress. And you know who you are.
Oh,
And your beard finally got shaved.
You sound just like poet there. That's how poet was there. I swear to God, it's like poet was definitely.
Oh, that. We'll talk afterwards.
So, because I think streaming is gonna be fine.
And online shopping too.
Oh, the way mine's gone through the roof.
I've done a lot of online shopping.
Spot me, G.
Yeah, over the lockdown.
And people still go to restaurants, I believe. Even the fast foods, people still go there. But
Yeah, I just think how
how we do it
is
will
different.
change, but the addiction to fast food and restaurants is still there.
I can't lie though,
And alcohol. We live in England.
fam.
But have you heard what the government did today?
What?
So they're going to give it, what was it? So they're now encouraging everyone in August to start going to restaurants again. So you get like,
50% off.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's capped at £10. I don't know how that works.
What?
I don't know.
Basically, so that because if they did it for much higher, they're paying out. Aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh.
But then all the businesses can claim it back. So I don't understand. I don't get it.
Can I ask a
It's
question?
magical money they're using.
Can we
money
just
tree.
can I?
No, the government is subsidizing money that's going into the food industry.
But can we
So
just be
they've
aware?
allocated a portion of the budget to restaurants.
Yeah. But let's just be aware in it, and I'll end it on this in it. When they announced the new tax in September,
I'll be gone.
everybody tighten
You're
up your
going on holiday,
wallets.
Shay.
Batten down the hatches. Oh, man.
And France's tax is worse anyway. So yeah, man.
So you might want to come back.
But
However, we got an inflow of money because there was a fine on people that were during the lockdown.
yeah, France are finding like no man's. They're like, yeah, you money.
So yeah, we might make it.
But fam, all I know is this: that tax announcement is going to be tough.
No, but with every announcement, that my thing is find out how you can be made exempt.
The problem is though, if you work at 9 to 5, yeah,
Yeah, right.
That's coming out you PAYE.
fam, and all I know is this: tough times ahead.
When the world
You
says
better
there's a
start
casting
praying.
down, I will say there's a lifting up. Doesn't apply to me, bro.
Oh man.
And we're claiming that for 87. But for those of you who are not holding on to faith, yeah, hold on to your wallets
Yeah.
and and
If you're not holding on to God, it's not very encouraging to hold on to God.
It's wisdom. It's wisdom.
Don't max out your credit cards.
fam, they're maxed already. G, it's done. It's done.
It's been done. It's been done.
All I know is this: yeah, call the bank now
Yep.
and
And
beg.
get a loan.
Beg.
and if,
A big one.
All the back and bang.
We're talking about it. The government announced that the land tax, no, not land
oh, the stamp duty.
stamp duty
Yeah,
is on hold until March 2021. So if you're going to buy a house, this is the time.
that's a good move.
Yeah.
I would do that, but I'm in a 5-bed. And on that note,
Yo.
You just had to do
Look
it.
at Mr. Bougie over there. I see you.
and on that note, I want to thank everyone for listening. Check us out on Spotify, YouTube, and all other areas. Shut up, man.
Oh, gee, Dad. Wow.
Oh, we're about. Okay, you know, finish your thing. We'll handle
But
this.
we're about to
afterwards.
have a scrap anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can check it out on Spotify, YouTube, and wherever you
It's
else you
all
get your
love.
podcast. And like, subscribe, check out the Instagram as well and the Facebook. And we will be back with another episode soon. Lots of love, folks.